Yo, man, so after listening to this track several times that J. Cole just dropped called Port Antonio, I've come to the realization that it was very much needed. Despite whatever narratives out there, it's very much needed because we needed to have his opinion on wax about everything that just happened. You know, you deleted the song after initially being part of this beef, this battle, dropping the first response to Kendrick Lamar. You deleted the song, but then we had a monumental battle. What are you gonna put down in history that you're gonna stand on so people can come back and talk about as we, you know, evaluate the situation? So one thing that may not be marked down in history, but we have been covering, is that J. Cole obviously must have watched Drake co-sign Rory and Mal, creating narratives about him picking a side. In response to that, he did what I think that all rappers should do: rap. Right, you know, I need more of that, you feel me? When you got some issues, you want to address some shit, rap. Too many rappers come on social media, want to go on IG Live, do little sneak diss comments. Like, no, nigga, if you got something to say as a rapper, then rap. And when he rapped, he basically reiterated some of my points that I made when I covered this topic before, but in a much nicer tone. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but I'm seeing some people question why J. Cole dropped the song. And to keep it as simple as possible, it's simply to end the next beef before it gets started. Rory and Mal were on a podcast, Kiki Keenan, speaking on how Cole chose a side, and Drake has every right to diss Cole based on the way that he's been moving, you know, doing features with his ops like ASAP Rocky or Daylight from TDE. You know, that would be one thing if those dudes just chatting shit on their own, on their podcast and shit, but Drake coming and liking the post, seemingly confirming their thoughts about his current perspective, his current state of mind. It seems as if that motivated Cole to say, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and put something on wax to go ahead and end this before it goes any further, alright? And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, Drake has acknowledged this song by liking the post on Instagram. Let me show y'all that so y'all know I ain't a liar. This J. Cole's post, Drake's like right there. He's seen it, he like it, but let's talk about it, man. Now the track is produced by Omen and DZL and J. Cole. You know, it felt like a J. Cole beat. I like the beat, I like the vibe, but let's talk about the lyrics though. The first verse was flawless, you know, typical J. Cole shit. It's a lot there, but it's not much there as far as what we talking about, but typical J. Cole shit. Seemed like it may be a Lucy from his album, but who knows, I love it. But let's talk about the second verse though. It begins with the bridge with Cole saying, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. And I think that's obviously being directed towards the critics and naysayers who have issues with him dropping out of the battle, you know, and acting like they don't want to hear shit from him no more, or acting like his lyrical abilities have now been neutralized. Be like, nah, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. I'm still gonna keep hitting y'all across the head with his crazy ass wordplay, you feel me? Cole ain't hearing all that y'all trying to say. Now, Cole chooses to vent about why he decided to back out of the battle, which in hindsight makes a lot of sense based on the nuclear war that happened between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, but he understands and accepts that some fans just ain't going to be hearing that shit, alright? They just ain't gonna be hearing it because you backed out. And now you lose your title as being the #1 guy because when it came down to it, you ain't getting to the battle. But let's go over the lyrics. So let's focus on this line right here. The wordplay is immaculate as he tells the story, because you cannot agree with what someone was saying, but the wordplay, how he's delivering the message is fucking crazy. He says, in this game where all you got is your name, like dirt, I'm smirking that niggas trying to besmirch mine. That shit so crazy. Absurd times where the fake get toted as wise. I can see hate in both of your eyes, but the third's blind. So you search lines, but you struggle, which explains the puzzled look on dull face as the word finds. And this lyric right here is dope as hell too. I hate what raps become, but like do not disturb signs. Can't knock it if I see it's about to do. They instigate the fuckery because it's profitable, but singing stop the violence tunes when dudes in hospitals. I pulled the plug because I seen where that shit was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. That's hard. I wouldn't have lost the battle. I would have lost a bro. I would have gained a foe. And all for what? That's an interesting lyric, because do you mean that you don't care about losing the battle if you lost the battle? You care more so about losing the bro? Or you saying I would have went so hard on him that I would have lost my friend just to attain some more props from strangers that don't got a clue what I be aiming for? Since the age of 14, Jermaine is no king. If that means I gotta dig up dirt and pay a whole team of algorithm bots niggas just to sway the whole thing. On social media competing for your favorable memes. And so he's saying that Kendrick and Drake was using bots and shit. Basically, that's what he's saying, that they were using whatever means to go ahead and sway the public opinion. And he's reasoning with it by saying, I understand the thirst of being first made them both swing, protecting legacy, so lines got crossed, perhaps regrettably. My friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me. Now, as I referenced earlier, he says, now someone discredit me, try and wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga out there rapping this incredibly. This right here, one of the hardest lines. My dog texts me. I'll share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot a gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I'll text him back like, I guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be. But this line right here, bro, I never like when Cole says lines like these, but it is what it is. They try to strip me of my spot, and now I'm finally free, my nigga. I want J. Cole to go all out and compete for that spot, but I can't want for him what he don't want for himself. But now he addresses Rory and Maul, saying they say I'm picking sides. Hey, don't you lie on me, my nigga. To try to start another war, hey, Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Fuck all the narratives. Tap back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Reminding these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing, it's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, deep in your heart, screaming to find emotions to touch, something inside you to open up, help you cope with the rough times and shit. I'm sending love cause we ain't promised shit, my nigga. Tomorrow I ain't promised, so I ain't finna beef with you. I'ma just show you love and how you feel. Even though we may be at odds right now, it is what it is. As long as you know that I'm sending love to you from my end. So that's Cole right there now. Now, overall, I think it's another lyrical masterpiece from J. Cole on some slight shit. He's mastered the craft as far as knowing how to deliver his messages in a witty way with a lot of wordplay. Now, as far as the content of the message, the peaceful guy in me, I love this shit. But the ignorant, degenerate inside would love for more of a braggadocious attitude for niggas who playing with your name, man. Now, in regards to Dot, I do believe that his smoke initially was really meant for Drake, but Kendrick could have got a chin check for including Cole into the shots, you feel me? Like, aim a little better, little nigga. Now, Drake has been blatantly acting like a little girl on social media, posting jokes clowning J. Cole on his Finsta, which is a burner Instagram account for, you know, the former young niggas and the aunties out there that may not know. And he also, like that post, co-signed Lamar talking extra spicy about Cole, and Cole is deciding to ignore that shit and go on record, doubling down on maintaining a friendship. And I gotta commend Cole because ain't too many times that I'm turning cheeks before I start to ball some fists. But hey, his vulnerability and his transparency is what has made me a fan of the man so far. So he gonna keep being him and doing what he does, you feel me? That's why I love his music. You know, past his first album, he hasn't been an industry puppet at all, and it's been working for him thus far. So that is what it is. That's how he gonna do his thing and keep doing his thing. But let's tap into the conversation around social media about J. Cole's verse. Alright, so No Life Chat says, I'll be the first to say I was one of the ones bashing Cole for apologizing. His new track should teach us to always think about the bigger picture before we act out of character about things. This dude, Low Key UHTN, says, so thoughts on Cole right now. Mickey Fats, I believe, is a battle rapper, says high level technique, cadence, and maturity. His core loving for it, the Coliseum, doesn't care at all though. Duke says, please tell me what this means. I wouldn't have lost the battle dog. I would have lost the bro. I would have gained the foe, and all for what? This dude say clarifies right after this, basically saying he would have had to go low in digging up dirt on his opponent who he sees as the brother, and it would have ruined their relationship. I get it, but that's not what we want to hear as selfish fans. Wayno says, Cole, niggas get shot every day, B. You know, you want to see the sport at play. Imani from the Joe Budden podcast says, dope shit from Cole per usual. The homie right here says, love Cole, but I'm tired of him half-stepping, always rapping about hypothetical situations. Just go ahead and join the peace courts, my God. This person says, J. Cole, find a nigga that's rapping this incredibly. Me showing him Kendrick Lamar. This person says, you cannot to cap all the festival you created with your label that you headline say, Kendrick is the greatest, isn't he? Man, I should have never responded. That was mean, guys. To then come out with this and say I pulled out because they just wanted clicks and money. I wouldn't have lost the battle dog, and they put this response.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Ziz and Bilumi. Say what you want about J. Cole ducking smoke, but you can't question that there ain't much people that can do what he can with a pen. J. Cole rapped his ass off on Port Antonio, but I'm not feeling his peacemaker angle. Kendrick and Drake definitely got very messy, but these two did exactly what everyone that wants the throne would have done: compete. J. Cole really just different. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. He for real one of the greatest. How J. Cole looks rapping about a beef he opted out of, and his Deontay Wilder still swinging after he obviously was cooked, man. The thing is, I actually do think Cole would win. I respect him just as much as Kendrick and Drake for what they each bring. But this approach backing away while saying he could have won isn't a way to handle it. If you're gonna claim it, stand on it. If J. Cole saw the direction the beef was going in and decided to gracefully bow out before it got nasty, what do y'all really want him to do? LMAO. Drake and Cole's burning desire to prove and explain themselves is ironically their Achilles heel. Must be some biracial shit. And why Kendrick prevailed. He doesn't seek acceptance, understanding from the public. He just moves and people react, scramble. J. Cole is a great ass rapper, but the shit he was saying got me crying. That nigga said, I don't even want to be king if I gotta dig up dirt and box strings. Fucking help. Boy, if you don't get the fuck. I have no problem with J. Cole bowing out of that beef. You don't get to come back 4 months later and tell me how you would have won though. Shut that up forever. This song is hella fire. That doesn't take away from the fact that J. Cole accused both Kendrick and Drake of using bots. It is what it is, and it's not a reach to interpret the lyrics that way. I don't know what y'all hearing. So what y'all think about that? It's just big me keeps aging like wine. Watching the internet niggas sway their opinions back and forth is disgusting. Y'all were just hating on bro, whack ass niggas, man. Y'all wanted J. Cole to speak on it. Now that he did, it's a problem. Internet is funny. You can't please everyone, and that's for sure. Drake and Kendrick fans don't agree on anything except the fact that J. Cole needs to shut the funk up. If you hate on J. Cole's ability to uphold his character and integrity in his music over everything, especially in this current era of music, you're bad vibes. And the last one we'll read is Jeremy Hex, and J. Cole said, let me stop all the speculation and speak on it myself. This is what we need more of. Talk about it in the music. Agree. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it don't matter what you gotta say. If you're a rapper, rap it. Rap it. So I appreciate that first and foremost before anything. Someone said some other shit I want to point out. I can't find it, but it was basically saying that Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake is like the only lyrical mainstream rappers that we got now. Who the hell gonna replace these dudes? It's like they gotta just keep rapping forever at this point in time to keep feeding that portion of hip hop, which is the biggest consumers of hip hop. The ones that like lyrical mainstream rapping. Like, what's up with that? Like, why can't we find anyone to fit within that niche in the newer age of rappers? Like, obviously it pays the best, but we just can't figure it out. I don't know. Those rappers sell the most records, but it takes a lot to get to that point. The newer rappers that's just on some lyrical miracle shit, we ain't hearing it. It's not catching our ears on a mainstream level. Not saying that you may not know someone that you love that raps very well, but on the mainstream level, it's just not going there. So I guess in the meantime, we'll continue to enjoy Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. It is what it is. But y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. Me, I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.